I used to despise English, but now I speak it fluently and have access to amazing job opportunities with great potential. My name is Daniel Alvarez, and I'm from Buenos Aires, Argentina. I want to share my story of how I transformed from hating English to mastering it. When I was in school, I couldn't stand English. My teacher constantly compared me to other students. She would say, "Look at Lucas. He's excellent at English. Why can't you be like him?" I felt awful. I was quiet and couldn't grasp anything in the English lessons. The words were difficult to pronounce. The grammar seemed impossible to understand. I kept thinking, why should I bother learning English? I'll never use it. Then one day something humiliating happened. I wore a t-shirt with the words, "Kiss me," printed on it. I had no idea what it meant. I just thought it looked stylish. While walking to the store, a woman stopped me and asked, "Do you know what your shirt says?" I froze. My face burned with embarrassment. I shook my head and said, "No." She chuckled and said, "You might want to look it up." When I got home, I used a translator on my phone and discovered the meaning. I was mortified. After that, I promised myself never to wear anything with English words on it again. By the time I graduated, I had made a decision. No more English. I wanted to become a history teacher instead. I was fascinated by ancient civilizations and dreamed of exploring Egypt one day. But life had other ideas. I enrolled in university to study history, but something unexpected happened. My program wasn't just about history. It included English and international studies, too. I thought I would only study history. Instead, I found myself in a program with mandatory English classes. Can you imagine? I was frustrated and even upset at first. I tried to change programs, but it wasn't possible. So, I had no option but to study English. Initially, it was extremely difficult. I couldn't understand anything in the lectures. The professors spoke too quickly, and I felt overwhelmed. Some of my classmates spoke English fluently. I felt like the weakest student in the room. But I didn't want to stay that way. In school, I had been one of the top students in my class. I wanted to feel capable again. So I made a decision to give it my best. I studied every single day. I didn't enjoy it at first, but I told myself, I need to do this. I started with the basics. I learned the alphabet and practiced writing simple sentences. I read words out loud, listened to music, and asked my younger brother for help. He was better at English than me, and I wasn't too proud to ask for support. One day, our professor gave us a tough assignment. We had to memorize an English story and present it to the class. I was terrified, but I practiced every evening. I repeated the story over and over until I could recite it flawlessly. Day by day, things started to improve. I began to understand more in class. I became less afraid to answer questions. My professors were supportive. One day, a guest lecturer from the USA visited our university. He gave a talk to students across all grades. At the end, he asked some questions. To my surprise, I knew the answer. I raised my hand and responded confidently. Everyone, even the older students, was surprised. The professor smiled and said, "Excellent. Couldn't believe it." I had impressed a professor with my English skills. From that moment, my fear disappeared. Even when I made mistakes, my professors encouraged me. They would say, "Great effort, Daniel. Keep it up." Their support built my confidence. I realized that mistakes are a natural part of learning, and I shouldn't be embarrassed by them. Over time, my English improved dramatically. I started speaking more, practicing with classmates, and watching movies without subtitles. Then, something extraordinary happened. I was selected to represent my university at an international conference in Japan. Out of thousands of students, I was one of the few chosen. At the conference, I gave a speech in English about global challenges to people from around the world. I was amazed. The boy who once hated English was now speaking it fluently and confidently. After that, everything changed. I traveled to countries like Canada, Australia, and South Korea. I met incredible people, formed lifelong friendships, and discovered the true power of English. Today, I work as an IT professional for a global company with limitless career opportunities. My job involves communicating with people from different countries daily, and the earnings are better than I ever imagined. And guess what? I do it all in English. Looking back, I'm amazed by how much I've grown. So, if you're struggling with English, here's what I want to tell you. It's completely normal to feel frustrated. It's okay to make mistakes, but never give up. If I could learn English, so can you. English is the language of opportunity. It can unlock countless doors and lead to life-changing experiences. Believe in yourself and keep going. One day you'll be proud of yourself.